chasing that multi-ball magic, the stories that it tells. From the classic wooden cabinets to the digital spells, every play's a new adventure, breaks you from your shells. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid, yeah, the show's about to start. Talking pixels, flippers, and the tech that stole our heart. From the joystick to the headset, come on and play your part. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid, a brand new world to start. Now we're strapping on the goggles, worlds are virtual and bright. Stepping into new dimensions, bathed in neon light. The future's here, it's crystal clear, and everything feels right. Connecting past and present.
Welcome to Hangin' Out.
And through
Let's do this.
the night.
Hey,
Hey,
going?
Sunday again already.
Again. Seems like every week there's a Sunday lately.
Yeah, well, what's up with that?
What's up with that? Oh, yeah, we got a pretty good crowd here already. I whipped through everybody, I think. Although I did see people saying hey to Joker, but I couldn't find Joker's message, so I'm guessing Joker's here. Casey, I think, bounced between it. He has a first and a first here as well. So I'm guessing he went to each of our things. And Michael's here. I'm going to whip through these. Kaos. Kelly. Polo. Let's see. There's Michael again. Let's see. People saying hello, hello, hello. Casey asking if we were late. Is it 4 yet? 6:02 his time. Pierre.
Hey.
Good to see you, Pierre. People saying hey to Pierre. Let's see. Operation Shutdown. Everyone's saying hi to Shutdown. Let's see. Video game headline today is 60K plus at the Casey Astro Smash by Paul P.O.D. Denning. Yeah, we were just talking about that right before we came on.
Like 5 seconds before we went live.
Yeah. Hey, I got 1/3 of that score. I don't know what the big deal is. Oh. Let's see. New pinball wizards have risen to the top. Oh, man, Greg threw down a score on that retro table. And so far, we're on a pretty good streak, having a Sunday every week.
Yeah, right.
And there's Joker. There's Joker. All right. So
I
how's your
didn't
week?
check the Discord today, so I didn't see if there were any new scores submitted.
Oh, yeah. Greg played that retro table. He threw down the first 5-figure. 10,200 or something like that. Pretty crazy. He's trying to get Crispy to play again, I guess, because Crispy's been sitting there. You got close, but Crispy's been like, I still got the top. I'm all right. And Greg said, not for long. But, yeah. So how's your week gone, Poe? Did you have an exciting week?
Work, blah. But after work, I got some videos made anyway. One last night, and one today that it'll go up tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I'm happy about that. And last night was kind of like, what should I play? I thought about playing, what's that one? Well, when Mike was playing there, the Invaders game. And then I saw Megan put out a video on it. And that happened to me a few weeks ago. I was going to put out the Angry Video Game Nerd Atari 2600 boxing, and I looked, and Megan already had one out. I'm like, she's beating me to each one of these, so I won't put that out of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that Space Intruders, is that what you're talking about? Yeah. I haven't played it, since he did some updates, I guess. So
yeah.
I still
I
have
haven't
the older
downloaded
version.
it, so I was going to get the new version of it, and I was going to update my Frantic too, because I still have Frantic from like the first day. It came out, so.
Oh, did he release a new version of Frantic?
I'm not sure if there's a new version. I wanted to get all the artwork and everything, go back and do all that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I got all the stuff from, I think Casey had posted it in Atari Age, and that's where I got it. But
when they started posting all that, I already had it on the Sprint. I'm like, I just like the way it is.
Yeah, those are both great games, though. Great games. I was, I think I told the story before how Space Invaders was the first arcade game that I had access to, and I was glad when it left because I had enough of it. But not that I have a problem; it's a great game, but I like this one a lot better. He added some stuff to it and made some changes, so it's not just wave after wave of the same old thing. So I really like it. Let's see. Michael's been playing Turmoil and Moon Patrol on this 2600. Nice. That is awesome. Crypto Coffee is here. Good to see you. Kelly said Greg had Cheryl play for him.
I was going to say that whenever you said his score, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah. I remember when we were up at Greg's house, we were playing a little tournament thing, guys versus girls, and we started a 4-player game on pinball, and it was supposed to be add the scores together and see if me and Greg could score higher than Kelly and Cheryl, and it didn't much matter because it was like Cheryl, Kelly, me, Greg. So it was like, I think they beat us. There was no competition there. Kelly says hi to Crypto. Space Intruders is awesome. Works on the Game Station Go great. Nice. Crypto was inspired by Poe's video today. So I just got done beef dropping Mike's mom before. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Derek's here too. Derek, sorry. I was whipping back through and I knew you were here, but I missed your thing. So Derek's here too. Good to see you, Derek. Thanks for popping in. As always, Derek needs to play Space Intruders too. Derek has a whole list of stuff he needs to play.
Right.
But don't we all, though? Don't we all?
Yeah. Like I had that beef drop game that I bought during the last chance sale, and it's been sitting here unopened for 2 or 3 years or something like that. So I'm like, I should play that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was a big week for pinball releases. I played the Zen or Zaccaria released the EM Plus Pack 5. So I did videos on those 4 tables, the Clown Deluxe, and then I played, of course, we got the Zen tables, Williams Pack 10 with Diner and Comet and Fire. And then I found out that somehow I didn't realize that also on Wednesday, Zaccaria released another Primal Carnage pack. So there's 4 other tables that I haven't got yet. So I'll be doing that this week. And
yesterday I was trying to remember which Zen game you guys set up to play.
Yes,
Diner. But I hadn't bought it yet. So I just went and played that game at the Zaccaria table instead.
Yeah. I had to I still have to buy it for out here because I did buy it for the VR, but I can't join the tournament. I mean, I could play it and just post the score, but let's see. Hey, Coffee, he have the beef. Poe played a great child beef drop talking about the wiener. Yeah. Can't wait to see Champ Games Zaxxon.
Yeah. That looks cool. the screenshots.
Anything with Champ Games seems like it's pretty good deal. Pretty good
Right.
deal. So, yeah. And it's been, we got some rain this week, which we always need rain, but we're never sure. You know, for us, it's either dry or flooded, you know, and so we had a nice mixture. It was not too heavy, but we got some rain, so that's good.
Yeah, we had a good bit of it during the week, and temperatures they've been low now. You know, for a while they were hitting the 70s and 80s. Last night when I was making my video out here, it was like in the 30s. That's why I had the big coat on again. So it's so strange that we're in May now. You know, in April we were getting all that nice weather, and now we're getting crappy weather. So.
Yeah. Temperature wise, we had a few really nice days. But today is nice, 80 degrees, so it's not ridiculous. I got the air off for now in here, 74 degrees. We'll see.
Oh, nice.
But if all it takes is the sun breaking out from behind the clouds, and it'll start baking me again. But yeah, we did have a nice break in the weather, and now we're gonna get some sunny, hot weather again. I think. I don't know. It's coming. So it won't be too long. I always say that in the wintertime when everyone's complaining about how cold it is. Just wait a little bit. We'll all be complaining about how hot it is. It's coming.
It doesn't take long.
Yeah, it's always here. But yeah. So what else has been going on? Is there any news that anything new release wise on the?
No, well, you know, everybody saw there last week. He-Man was supposed to be out. And I kept looking, and they kept saying the 28th, and then all of a sudden, no, summer is when it's coming out. So, like, well, I mean, if they're fixing something, that's great, you know, but still a little disappointed with that.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of the same deal with what we had with the At Games Dinosaur Dynasty 3. It was all set for like the 26th or something like that, and now it's just on an indefinite hold. We don't know. They're not saying anything. But, yeah.
I decided to continue on with the Jay and Silent Bob game, so that's what I'll be posting tomorrow. And, well,
Nice.
what a fun game. Yeah, you got to get it when you get the chance.
Yeah.
I was laughing my butt off playing it today.
Yeah, I need to grab that game. Play some 2-player with Kelly. Get things going. Maybe live stream it. See what's just play for a while.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Thought about doing that with the truck sim too again. I used to do that with the truck sim sometimes. I thought, man, I might take a long drive that'll take me like 2 hours or 3 hours to do it, and just live stream the whole thing.
Yeah,
just
road trip for everybody.
Yeah, people can pop in and pop out. But those are fun while you're live, but it's hard to get people to watch the replay when
Yeah.
you see a 3.5 hour live stream. You're like, oh, I don't know about all that. Hey, Megan's here.
Hey, mate.
How's
That's my
it going?
problem anyways, because I want to catch up on people's other videos, but there's always somebody streaming. So then I sit and watch that because it's more fun when they're streaming live to be in the chat.
Right.
So I got a lot of videos I need to watch still from people.
Yeah. And speaking of live streaming, Megan and Derek, they did their stream on Friday. I almost said Tuesday. On Friday, and Kelly and I started working Fridays for the foreseeable future. We're going to be working Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, yeah, we didn't get to watch much of Derek and Megan on Friday, and then yesterday during Mike's Gaming Gala stream, I was just swamped with people. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Have you seen any of the news about that? What's going on in El Paso with that BTS concert or whatever they're called, that Korean boy band type thing? And
I haven't seen that.
oh my God, it's a mess. They were saying, one, a lot of the hotels are gouging people, and I talked to a couple people who had reservations in and around El Paso that they had for months because they were traveling, and some of those hotels were canceling their reservations and then raising the prices.
Yeah,
And
that's messed up.
Kelly saw a thing, the Motel 6 in El Paso, $800 a night.
Holy cow. Yeah, forget that.
Really? And we didn't, but it does affect us. I heard all the way from Deming, New Mexico, all the way to us here in Van Horn, everything was booked. You couldn't find hotel rooms. And so our prices did creep up, but we still honored, if someone got a room 3 months ago and they paid $100, we didn't tell them, no, you got to pay 200 now. But,
right.
and we didn't get into gouge level height. It's like a room that was 129, maybe now it's 169 or something like that, because we were sold out, but not anything ridiculous.
Seen that happen around here with the NFL draft last weekend within Pittsburgh. Last year, the U.S. Open close to here, and everybody all of a sudden was running out their houses for $1 zillion and parking on their property, stuff like that. Everybody just jumping in on it.
Yeah. It was funny because we'd get people in yesterday and they're heading over to this show. And the show, I guess, was supposed to be from 8 to 11 p.m. And I was telling people, because we're right on the border between Central Time and Mountain Time. So El Paso is in Mountain Time. We're in Central Time. And I would tell people, now, when you're planning your drive over there, you will pick up an hour. And they get all excited. And I said, but remember, you're going to lose that hour when you come back. And they're like, what are you talking? I said, well, if the thing ends around 11 and they got that many people, the traffic's going to be a mess just to get to your car and get to the highway. So now say you're leaving El Paso at midnight. It's a 2-hour drive plus an hour. That means you're back here at the hotel at 3 a.m. And the kids were all like, whatever. And the parents were like, what? And then I saw a couple of them this morning as they're checking out. And one of them was funny because the assistant manager, she was over talking to me about something when these people came out. And I said, so what time did you get home? What time did you get back here to the hotel? And they're like, 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, what time was it I told you you'd get here? 3 o'clock in the morning. And, they're like, yeah, you nailed that one. But yeah, it was ridiculous busy. Hey, Mike's Gaming Gala is here. Now you can start. Yeah, it insane that people are coming from all around the country to go to this show. And they were showing people in Dallas. The airlines overbooked their flights, so they couldn't get people to El Paso. They were paying people like $2,000, $3,000 in compensation because they lost they couldn't go to the show. They couldn't get all their hotel rooms were paid for already and all that. And it cost the airline a fortune. And amongst other things, it's just crazy. But I guess people are having fun. So, whatever. But I couldn't imagine dropping that much money.
No.
The people that stayed at our hotel, most of them stayed for 2 nights. And, they're dropping $400 right there on hotel room. That's not counting the gas to get here and then the gas to get over to El Paso with gas prices now, plus the price of the ticket. I don't know what they're paying for parking. One guy I talked to, they flew, I don't know where they flew from. They flew into Dallas, rented a car, drove from Dallas to here, which is an 8-hour drive, and then had to go the 4-hour round trip to El Paso and back, plus buy the ticket and the park. They got to be a couple $1,000s into this at least to go to a 3-hour show. It's like, wow.
That's probably all lip sync. I don't know anything about them, but these days.
I don't know. Yeah. I'd take the 3K. Me too. I should have said, hey, book me a flight that you can't give it to me. I don't want to go to the show anyway. So, yeah. Pierre's asking Mike if he saw the 60,000 score.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Wow. This guy scores 20 out of 10. Didn't lose any ships.
Let's see if
I still say
widgets or somebody will make us a new game genie for the sprint somehow.
Yeah. See, I see that. I think that's a waste of ships. guys would have all those. When I played that contest, I used up all of my ships. I wasn't just leaving them sit there. I was down to the last ship at the end of that thing because if I got them, I'm going to use them. You guys saving all your ships. My micro finally came today. Yeah, Mike's mom knew about it. That's where it came. Nice. So Casey's got two. Casey, the pinball gamer.
I did finally play that. I went downstairs and played that on the table, the micro, after I got my good score on the Switch. And I did. It took several tries, but I did get up in the 700 or whatever it was. So just below what I had on the Switch, but it took a while longer on that table to get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Casey doesn't like that table, he said. I think he's just being polite because Kelly's score is higher than his, and he doesn't want to pass her and make her feel bad.
Well, the first game or so, would have definitely been last. I didn't post a score, but I'm like, holy crap. The ball comes down, it's out. It's out.
Yeah.
It's out. I'm like, game over, man. Wow.
I didn't realize that you had to have the pop bumpers lit in order to get the hundreds for those holes. I had one ball, I launched it, it hit like one pop bumper, maybe two. I don't know, what do you get, 10 points per pop bumper? But then it went over into this side's 200. And at the end of the ball, I had 20 points. I'm like, what? I watched it go in the 200 hole. And then I had to read up on it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you got to light those pop bumpers. But again, if I could put any two balls together, I could get a pretty good, easy there, Mike. I could get a good score because it seems like every game I'll have like ball one, I got 5,000. And then ball 2 and 3, I get a total of 1,000 between them.
Right.
And then I'll play the next game, and ball 1 sucks, but ball 2 is 6,000. It's like, well, why can't I put that ball 1 with this ball 2? But yeah, Greg threw down a big old score though. That's gives everyone to shoot for. Let's see. He did die, but not many. He says. Mike said, that's a great game. 10 out of 10. This is why I don't give you 10 to 10 as a participation. No ship. Hey, there's Kaos is back. He says, yo. So Poe did a video on Beef Drop. Fun fact, Beef Drop is my nickname for Bart's mom. Nice.
Crypto already busted out the Beef Drop jokes. Yeah, both in the video and here. He was all over that.
Yeah. Yeah. Casey says, yeah, that's it. He's letting Kelly stay ahead of him. I don't like that one or the one from a few weeks ago. Same style. Yeah, those retro tables, they're hard. It's not an easy game to play. It's simple in as far as rule sets, but difficult to get a good score. And
yeah.
That's why I tend to pick the remakes or the deluxe tables, because they got more going on. Greg likes picking those retros because he remembers, when those tables like that came out in the 40s and 50s, Greg was also in his 50s. So he has a lot of nostalgia for that stuff. Yeah, that rider's table, those holes are brutal. That's like Mike's mom. Her holes are brutal. Putting two balls together.
But you always score. You always score.
You always score. Side by side playing coming soon. Yeah, nice. Yeah. It's funny to me. What I like, Casey says he's not having fun. And I get it. I play those retro tables sometimes and I hate it. I'm like, this sucks. But what I found works for me, especially since ours is right there in the living room, I'll play a game or two, and then I'll leave it on and just leave it sitting there. And then we'll be watching some YouTube videos or something, or I'll watch someone's live stream. And when they get done streaming, I'll go over and play a few more games. And then I'll go play a few more. Just leave it on and go play every once in a while. And you get to know what you're doing at least and trying to. It's all about nudges, I think. You got to try to nudge it away from those holes to keep it going. Because it's funny, I drained the other day a center drain, and I turned around to Kelly and said, I think that's the first time I ever center drained on this thing, because it always goes in one of those holes up top.
Right.
But yeah, I like the old tables that are clearly unfair with 40 feet between the paddles. Although, speaking of space between the paddles, some people's favorite game of all time, Fishtails, Williams table, we fondly refer to as Drain Tails. When they released Fishtails, and Poe, I think you know this story already, the arcades complained because people were playing too long, so they reissued shorter flippers to make that center gap bigger, so that it would drain more and they'd make more money off the machines. So yeah, they put a bigger gap in the middle, just like Casey's mom. I had to say that one because Casey was doing a Mike's mom joke. So yeah, Kaos says, honestly, I usually only have one really amazing ball, and then 90% of the time the other 2 or 3 suck. That's true. She's a generous woman. Only time I don't want my balls near a hole. Yeah. But I do feel like if I just leave it go and then just randomly play 2 or 3 games, sometimes I'll get in a rhythm. But I do get to where I enjoy it more often. I enjoy it a little more because I've played it more.
Yeah, because that one there, at first I was like, ugh, just like Casey. I'm like, all right, I'll try a few more times. Then I kind of got hooked with it. And I did the same thing on the actual table downstairs. I went down there. I'm like, okay, just a couple tries here and I'm done. Next thing you know, I'm like 10 games into the thing.
Yeah. And it's easy to do it because they're quick games sometimes. And you can play a couple of really bad games in a row, and then you have one good ball and you're right back to, okay, I can do this.
You see that you're close to somebody on the spreadsheet. You're like, oh, all right, I'll get it this time. Then you get 2 points on the next game.
Yeah. It's funny because you mentioned when you got that one score, you're like, well, I improved, but you didn't catch Crispy. And then I was behind, I think I was behind Greg at the time. I don't know, whoever I was between. I played like 3 games. I kept getting better than my game, but I didn't catch the guy. I'm like, and then I leapfrogged over Polo by 50 points. So that
was a squeaker.
That might encourage him to play again, being that close, getting beat by just a smidge. But,
yeah, we're still early into the challenge here, so lots of time left.
Yeah, still got a few days. And again, if you bought the new ones, play Diner on Pinball FX. Diner's a great table. Anyway, it's got fun call outs, trying to feed the people in the diner. Each one has specific stuff they want.
Because I do like that table. I just didn't grab it yet. And the wife was looking through, I don't know if it was emails or what the other day, and she's like, what's this? She saw the AES, the Neo Geo Anniversary Edition. I'm like, Christmas present? She said, yeah, probably Christmas, birthday, and Father's Day present.
Yeah. It's so when's that come? Did it come?
Now they release in November.
Oh, it's not till November that it even releases?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a while to wait.
Yeah. That shows you how much I've been following it. I knew it's coming. I didn't know
Well,
when.
then they're also saying that PlayOn's working on another console, but they're not naming it. Somebody released that. I think they did an interview or something with them about it, and they said the PlayOn's working on another one. So right now, all we can do is guess what that would be.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Interesting. Yeah. I had a feeling you would pull the trigger on that, though.
Yeah, I wasn't going to. I never had one, and I always wanted to add it to the collection, even though I knew buying the original games is kind of out of the question for most of them. And that's what you see, like, at least back in the day, a lot of the collectors would say, hey, I have the system, but the games were too expensive. But at least I have the system, you know. I thought about doing that for a while, but now this came out. Plus the weight I thought looked cool. So
yeah. Nice. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I don't have anything new coming. I'm
sure there'll be something announced, though. There always is. Really soon we'll have something, a couple of things announced for the Christmas season from Atari or somebody, and I'll be like, crap, I want that. You know, they do it every year. So, see.
Yeah. Mike says he's still resisted so far.
Yeah, well, and I wonder, put your guesses here, what you think PlayOn's working on for their next system.
Yeah. I wonder what it is. Emulate your fate, says Kaos.
I wouldn't mind if somebody came out with another HDMI Super Nintendo, because I didn't get the one from Analog back in the day. So, I mean, I have a lot of Super Nintendo games laying around, so that would be cool. Plus an EverDrive for it. So.
Oh,
I don't know. It probably wouldn't be anything Nintendo related, since it's PlayOn.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Coleco? Maybe. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't need that because I have the Phoenix. I wouldn't need it, is what I'm saying. When I get it.
Yeah. I don't know. Chaos says, I have a question. Does anyone think that they can tell emulation from hardware? I don't know. I can't, because I'm not an aficionado of that stuff. I'm a casual player, so if it works, I play it. But up-to-date best emulator out there compared to early days, obviously. Yeah, if it was an early emulator where you're like, yeah, if you push left in the fire button, your guy explodes. Yeah, that's not so good. But yeah, I don't know, with a modern emulator, which is kind of what the Sprint is, right? It's just a emulator in a box with the accurate controller.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it, but it could just be that maybe PlayOn is working on the Intellivision Plus for cartridges.
Could be. Oh yeah, could be that. I had an idea the other day. Who was I watching? It might have been during Mike's stream, and I was thinking, Brian from BD Retro Mods, he makes stuff, and OG Hugo was in the chat, and I was thinking, you know what I need to do? I need to get a hold of one of these guys and see if they can make the Intellivision controller, but then make it so the buttons will control my TV, so I can call it a remote and show my remote just for Mike and say, you can't say anything. This is changing my channels on the TV. This one is for playing the game, and this is my TV remote. But Intellivision Plus should be this holiday season.
Yeah, so that might be what the unannounced PlayOn console is.
Could be. Yeah. I don't know. All I know is if they do come out with an Intellivision Plus that has a cartridge slot and all that, I won't be buying that. But they might lower the price on the Sprint at the same time for a special, and then I can buy a backup.
Right.
I don't have Casey money. I can't just go buy 47 Sprints. I'm going to have to wait till a backup goes on sale. But I think I will. When they drop down, I'm sure I'll buy a second one just to have.
All right.
But
I probably would, just because all the homebrew games that I haven't come out for the Sprint yet. So they're kind of just sitting here until I either fix my Intellivision or a Plus comes out.
Well, yeah, and I get that. I probably would consider it if I had physical cartridges, but I only have one, and that's the original baseball that our buddy Mike, the Gaming Road Warrior, got me for Christmas a couple years ago. That's the only cartridge I have, but it is. It would be nice for some of these ones, like you said, some of there's some holdout people that haven't released their cartridges.
Yeah, I
on
have my
ROM.
off-code Goonies sitting right here, unopened, still sealed.
Yeah, yeah. So that would be nice. Although I'm still holding out hope that some of these will get released, and I'm still waiting for the Mermaid and Princess Liddy to come out in ROM form, because those ones, for me, those will be first day purchases. I'm not sure what else. Oh, and I did see, I guess, Brian's Man Cave. He released, what is that? The racing game. But he's doing a neat thing where you donate $25 to a charity that he's working with, and then you can get the game. He'll send you the game. You just show a proof that you donated to charity, and then you get the game for free. Cool. So I thought that's really cool. It's something to do with getting seeing eye dogs for people.
Yeah, dogs.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really interesting thing. And then I saw Papa Pete was playing it, and that's where I heard about it. And he said he did do enough modifications to the game. It's not just a straight port. I can't remember the title of the game though, because my brain's not working. I started work at 5 this morning. I had one of your days. So I started way early. I think the new girl that they got working, that I've been relieving at work, she has an evening job somewhere else. So they told her that instead of doing her evening job and then working at the hotel full shift, so it's a full double shift every time, they tell her that she can leave at 5 when I get there. So they're like, what? And I told them, well, we've been getting there at closer to 5:30 because they don't want Kelly starting too soon. And because the breakfast isn't as big at the Avid. And it's like, well, if you want me there at 5, then Kelly's going to clock in. She's not going to wait around to start cooking breakfast. But so she leaves at 5. So I'm doing 10-hour shifts. But that's the only similarity between my job and your job, because yours is actually labor. Mine is sitting around trying not to fall asleep for the first 4 hours. But yeah, 8-Bit Steve said he got a new custom PS1 remote. As a kid, you're absolutely going to jump all over emulation. I'm just saying, I'm pointing out the obvious. Savitor is here. Welcome to the show. Why are my comments posting out of order? I don't know. Yeah. So, but there are still holdouts that you need to have a cartridge for Intellivision. So, and of course, there are a lot of people like yourself that have a lot of carts and they would love to have it. But yeah, for me,
I mean, even though you can do a ton of this stuff on emulation, like Kaos is saying, a lot of people like playing on original hardware or anything, a console, other than playing on a PC or a laptop, trying to find the right controller for everything.
Yeah.
With the Sprint you have and a television remote right there in your hand. So
right there. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I like. I mean, it's always been that way with emulation for Intellivision. It's like, but the controller is so unique. You can only play so many games on an Xbox controller, because eventually you need, you can't play Utopia on an Xbox controller and try to build all the stuff. But as soon as I saw, man, I don't care that it's running an emulator. I just like that you have the actual controller. Chaos is barely laughing his balls off. Nice. But yeah.
Well, my Rev game should finally be here tomorrow, but I have a dentist appointment at 5 p.m. So probably come home and eat and be time for Casey's show. So I probably won't get to play any anything tomorrow.
Yeah. Which one did you order?
I got the what is it? All the Pac-Man games.
You got the Pac-Man?
Yeah, and Super Mario Brothers.
That's right.
I bought the digital, physical digital thingy.
Right. And I love those. I do like those. Let's see. Poe, you're banned too. It's your show, but you're banned. Mike, don't say that stuff or your mom will get mad. No, his mom's cool with it. Just ask me. I'll tell you. There's not much that Mike's mom isn't cool with. If the price is right, you know. What I like about Mike's mom, the price can be right. You don't even have to have paper money. Coins is fine. Just chuck a handful of coins on your way out.
I gave her a couple of the Sacagawea coins the other day, and she was ecstatic. Loved it.
Right. She just likes to hear that.
She had to pull them off of my Sacagawea.
Oh, nice. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. That's quality entertainment. You don't find that on other retro gaming shows. Oh, Mike's laughing. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. It is getting a little warm in here, though, with my PC on. I might have to kick my air back on. I can tell that it did rain this weekend because my outside air temperature thing is not working for this one. Every time it rains, it takes like 4 days for it to kick on again. And then it does. Hey, there's Jabba. Bitcoin. Ain't nobody's mom in this chat's earning Bitcoin. That's a little expensive. Jabba's here. Good evening, all. Some nice scores on Devil Riders Retro. I could only manage about 7,500. Yeah, G. Parker threw down a 10,000, the first 5 figures. So it's up there.
Crazy.
A handful. Phil's mom gives me change for a nickel. Warm PC is the best PC. PC, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Jabba, did you get in on the Jabba, I think, did you only buy the new Williams pack in VR and not get the Steam version? You can still post a score. Just take a picture and put it on the Discord. I got to turn on the air. It's getting hot. Sorry. Oh, extreme close up. Whoa.
And we're down to 69 here. And
69.
Inside it's a little bit chillier.
Yeah, it's 80 in here now, so I just need it. But it gets stuffy. I can't open the door yet because the flies are still awake. So that's the worst part. It's warming up enough that the flies have returned. That early warm up we had in March where it got way too hot too early, at least the flies still didn't come back because it was still cold at night. But now the flies have returned. Why did Mike's mom wear condoms on her ears? So she wouldn't get hearing aids. That's a good one. That's a good one.
She likes her ears to go hair back so she can hear you coming.
Oh, that's funny. I've never heard that one before, hearing aids. That's good. That's good. All right. Any other big news? Anything to talk about?
We'll just say that we're extending our squeeze box since it's been 2 weeks and I just didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do another challenge, and it's probably going to be the same way this week coming up because we have my daughter's college graduation and dinner and everything this coming weekend. So we're just making a month for the squeeze box. I don't think anybody's played since the first week, but
yeah. Let's see. We both played, of course. Creeper played. Crispy played. Is that it?
I think I have to go way back in the archives and see.
There's Crispy. Speak of the devil. You mention his name, he shows up.
Although, I mean,
Just
it
like-
is, our challenge is one of those things where really you don't really expect anybody to play further in because you post your score, you're one and done. So,
Right.
it's gonna,
Mom jokes with Bart and Poe. That's right. Steve's mom already has everything. No condoms required. Well, you might want to wear them to protect yourself then. It's not always for her. And
except for the pleasure part.
Yeah, well, I get those ribbed ones. I turn them inside out. She can get her own pleasure. But that's about an old joke. It's funny. I another old one that I tell people a lot. I say Kelly doesn't like going to the beach with me anymore because I wear one of those thong bikini brief things, but I don't like that string going up my ass, so I wear them backwards. And I said that joke at work, and there were two of the girls in the laundry. They got the joke right away, and this dude that was in there, he didn't know what the hell I was talking about. He's not from this country, so I think there was something lost in the translation because he took it a whole different way, and the girls were just laughing. And the one girl I don't know as well, and I think I don't take jokes too far. So that once she left, I told the other girl, I said, yeah, the finishing of that is when you wear it backwards, that thin strap, that'll cover your wiener, but your balls kind of hang off to the sides. But now that I'm getting older, I can pull my socks up some and tuck a ball in each one. You get older, your socks get higher and your balls get lower. So, you can keep them. Uh-oh, Kelly knew what was coming. She's saying no already. Yeah. You got to be careful. That is true. So, yeah, it was funny that the guy didn't get what I was saying at all. I don't think he knew what a thong was because so joke's kind of wasted. But the girl do. And they don't want me to tell jokes anymore. Oh, you got to be careful. Sleeping with Casey's mom without a rubber is how I got crabs. Sorry, Poe. I passed them on. Oh, he passed them to your mom. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We could just, one of these shows, Poe and I are just going to turn off our mics. We're going to play some of that music we used to play when Greg would fade out in the middle of a stream, and then just keep putting mom jokes up on the screen. Just an hour of mom jokes. Brought to you by, yeah. So I played, let's see. I did get back into some iArcade this past week. I played me some, almost I played Donut Dodo.
Oh, yeah.
It almost qualified as playing a game. It's amazing how much you forget when you don't play for a little while. And
you get the patterns down, and then, I don't know how I would play it anymore.
Yeah, and I played the whole first game, which I never even made it past the first screen, so it's like that hardly qualifies as a game. And then partway through my second game was when I remembered, oh yeah, you go after the flashing donut and keep getting those, and you get more and more points. I was just kind of like when we first started with the game and you didn't know any of that, and you just get all the donuts and move on. It's like, oh, wait, no, there is a strategy. And then I died. I lost my last guy because I forgot on that second screen, and fireballs will hop out. And I forgot that it goes right down that ladder. So I'm like, I'll just wait here on the ladder. Oh, fuck. Sharing is caring, says Derek. Best stream ever, says Mike's mom. You can imagine what kind of stream is going where. But yes, that would be a funny stream. So Casey did a surprise live stream today. Surprise for me. I did not know he was live streaming. And I was late getting home from work, and I saw he was live, so I jumped on and caught just the ending of it. I got to go back and watch the beginning. And but he had the developer for, what is it called? What's the official name?
Return to Cloudy Mountain.
Return to Cloudy Mountain. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that's good.
Because that's kind of a go-to for me is Cloudy Mountain, the original Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. If I just feel like playing something, but I still can't. I'm struggling. When I was a kid, like most of these games, we found out, when we were a kid, I'd play that purple level, just press the disc to start the hardest level, and I could make it through without losing a guy. Now I can't make it. I have yet to finish the hardest level. I can finish the third level. I don't think I've made it without dying at all, but I can finish the third level pretty much every time. But the fourth level, the hardest level, I still have not beat since I got the sprint. It's like, but yeah, Casey didn't get to promote very much. It was informative. Paul Denning, POD. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, have you guys ever tried Super Spy Raccoon? I think I get around fourth or fifth board and just cannot pass it. I've never tried it.
I saw that one on there on the list of Flint Arcade games, but I haven't bought that one yet.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, there was something I missed in the last few years. I mean, it seemed like they put out a lot of stuff in between that time.
Yeah. And you did those videos of those couple of games, and especially what's the haunted house one called?
Living Dead House.
Living Dead House. Man, I wish I could get that on the arcade.
Yeah.
That looks like a great game for that. That would be fun. But I don't know. Did they stop putting them out for the arcade at all?
I think so. When I clicked on those, I went to their site, and a lot of them either just showed like the Switch and the Steam icon, or else just Switch for some of them. So,
yeah, I mean that's cool. It's better not being able to play it at all, but there's something about some of those that got that arcade feel. It's fun to play on a cabinet like that. So, I would love to get that on there, but I'll probably end up, if they're not available, I'll probably end up buying them for the Switch because they still look like fun games.
Yeah, and they're pretty cheap for those games, about $5.99, something like that.
Yeah, just a few bucks. So what the heck? And it supports him. He's going to make more. So that Super Spy Raccoon, that's the same.
Yeah, that was in there too. A handful of them in there that I hadn't tried yet, so I'll have to go take a look again.
And where do you find them at?
Those, well, I found through their website. I just looked up Flynn's Arcade video game, whatever their thing. I found their site in the drop down and clicked on it, and then I went through all their games they had listed. And if they said Switch, then I went to the eShop for the Switch and typed in the name of the game to find it.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Because I think did we get the Donut Dodo and stuff? Was that on itch.io?
Yeah, I think Donut Dodo and Cash Cow, I think, but they never put that Murtop on there either. That was on Switch. That was fun.
That's a fun game too, yeah. That is a great game. Super Spy Raccoon is perfect for the arcade. Yeah. Unfortunately, and I don't know if it just faded away. Although I know that Discord group. Are you still a member of that Discord group with the arcades?
I am, but I haven't gone on there in forever.
Yeah, but I get notifications from it. I never silence the notifications. So it's a very active Discord, but I haven't been there in a long time. Mike's going to check it out. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out too. Super Spy Raccoon. Tell Kelly, she's probably watching right now, and she'd be like, hey, look for the Super Spy Raccoon and Living Dead House for the Switch. Those look like a couple of good games. And the Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh yeah.
Because I am kind of interested because I guess I could hook up the somewhere. I got to figure out. You get those things that you can put your Joy-Cons and make it like one controller. I have one of those somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's at. They did say on that Jay and Silent Bob, you can just each use one Joy-Con, but people said it's kind of hard because you're holding it sideways and it's kind of small.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing, can I plug in that or use it wirelessly, that Oscar Mayer Wiener controller you got me?
Yeah, I think that's supposed to.
And then use the double Joy-Cons for the other player.
Yeah.
Which I'm not opposed. I've done the double Joy-Cons just unhooked and just holding them.
Right.
Instead of having them in the holder, just hold on to them in each hand. It's sometimes it's even more comfortable depending on how the buttons are. You just chill out. Like if I play pinball sometimes, before I built that holder or 3D printed it, I just put the thing vertical and just hold the two Joy-Cons in my hand, just kick back. Jay and Bob is great, says Crispy. Yeah.
It is, and it cracks me up at the same time, just laughing at all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said last week, Kelly and I like playing those types of games together. Just run around beating the shit out of people. It's fun. It is fun. So, yeah. Good stuff. Anything else? What else is happening? What else is happening in the world?
Yeah, I tried to see if there were any other releases, and I didn't really see much of anything. So, just waiting now for He-Man to come out in summer. I'm assuming this summer. They said summer, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel with some of the pinball stuff. Is Jay and Bob multi-online?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's multi-online, but it's multiplayer local, yeah. Jabba says, will you guys be picking up the C64 handheld?
No, I saw those, but no, I won't be. I grab so many things now, like the handhelds, and hardly touch them. So I didn't have a C64. My brother did. So it's really, there's two of those, right? They have the C64 and another one of the old computers. Just handheld that look like them.
Oh, yeah. I had a neighbor kid that had a C64. I never had one.
Yeah, I ended up getting the wood grain one from, what do they call them? Plays Evercade cartridges. When I went to see my son out in Washington, that's when they were sold out online. And we found this retro game shop, and the guy had a whole stack of them brand new in the case for original price, too. He didn't have them marked up. So I bought one of those, and I bought the Intellivision collection for that. But I haven't even played it much. I play some Intellivision games on it. Cemetery, I haven't bought any other Evercade cartridges for it.
Casey says Spectrum is the other one.
Spectrum, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have much experience. All the chickens in an online co-op there sounds like a bad idea. Got a nice link for all the files. We'll share it on the group. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I don't have many handhelds at all. Really, just Switch, if you want to call that a handheld. But 99% of the time, I'm playing it on the TV.
Right, and even the Game Station Go, I prefer playing that connected to the TV.
Yeah, Kaos always wanted a Commodore 64.
And my brother had one. Before that, he had an Atari computer, and before that, he had the Tandy Color computer. But I wasn't allowed to touch any of those.
Oh.
But I felt like I beat him anyway because I ended up getting an NES. So I said, "Well, I can't play your computer. You can't touch the NES." So that's the way it goes.
Nice. Coop as co-op, yeah. all the chickens in an online coop. You're right. Gotcha. I did read it as co-op. Killing the joke.
Coop, poop.
Yeah. No handhelds. That's sad. Yeah, I never owned one. Well, I take that back. I did own handheld, but it was the little Mattel football.
Yes. We had football and football 2, and my brother had a baseball game. That's what we started off with.
I had a baseball, and then I had a little driving one where it had like the scrolling stuff, and you just
my brother still has his something derby.
Yeah.
I think there was 2 different names for it. It was the same thing, and he still has his. Yeah, when you hit one of the cars, it was a little red.
Yeah, and then there was the one with
digital derby. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had another one where you'd fire missiles up at stuff, and those were mechanical lights that would go up, and I can't remember what that was called. I had one of those too. So I did have handhelds when I was a kid. Because
like when Game & Watch was out, I don't really remember seeing those anywhere. Nintendo did those in the early 80s. The Tiger handhelds I just thought looked like garbage. I mean, I would still look at them at the Kmart or whatever on the rack, but funds were limited, so I had a paper out. I'd save that money up to buy a game, and then you might get a game for your birthday, and then a game or 2 for Christmas. That was it. So, and that was before any place around here rented anything. When I got my Nintendo Christmas of '86, we didn't have any video game rentals around here. So when the Game Boy did come out, seeing all the ads in the magazines and the write-ups and stuff, I'm like, I don't want that. I want Nintendo games. You know, I'm not going to probably play it anywhere anyway, aside from at home. I want the Nintendo version, not the black and white little tiny version. That was just that's just the way I thought of it back then. So I didn't get in on it until Game Boy Advance, and that was years and years later when I went back to school. A few of the guys had Game Boy Advances, and they were playing games during breaks during school, so I went and grabbed one then, the SP.
Yeah. Yeah, and in a way, I was thinking my first thing that was kind of similar more to the truck stim than to an arcade type. I had the racing one where you drive, and if you hit the cars and all that. But I also had one that you had, I think it was a pickup truck or something. It was just a little plastic truck, and there was a scrolling paper.
Yeah.
And there were dead ends, and you could put it in reverse, and the paper would scroll the other way, and you'd back out of the dead end. And then
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those too. So it didn't take long to memorize. You know, just don't go there and there, because it's just a scrolling paper. But yeah, I had one of those. That's probably my first truck stim-ish thing. But yeah, once I got a little older and I got the Intellivision, then I never had another handheld other than those little things.
Right.
I'll tell you, I still have fun. I have the football somewhere. I still have it, and it still works. And I'll put a battery in it, and I'll play a couple of games, and then it gets shelved again. But
right.
And then I had my little. They're not handhelds, but I have it in here. My little. It's back here, but it can be handheld. My little Donkey Kong, which the graphics on the play field, the deck aren't there anymore, and I don't think I have batteries in it. But that's an original. You play Donkey Kong.
Somebody else.
I had a Pac-Man too.
Oh yeah, Pac-Man was a popular one. Frogger. There was somebody out there, and they probably might still be doing it, where if you had that, you could send it to them, and they would refurb it, and they would put the actual arcade ROM of the game on Donkey Kong on it.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah. All I know is I got that Pac-Man, and my uncle was like these guys that mod games and stuff. He's a computer guy. He did all kinds of electronics. And the Pac-Man like that, it was very loud and kind of annoying. And so he said, hey, can I borrow that for a couple days? And I'm a kid. I'm like, what do you mean? My uncle wants to borrow my Pac-Man. When he brought it back, he had put a power cord in it so you could plug it in if you didn't want to run it off batteries. And he put a volume knob so you could turn it down, run it completely quiet, or turn up the volume if you want to hear it. So like if I was playing in the car, it was more for my parents. If we're on a road trip, I could turn it down and they wouldn't have to listen to it. But yeah, let's see. They're talking about the Switch, whether it's a handheld or not. For years, all Derek had available to him was handheld. Hybrid console with handheld functionality, different than a handheld, unless you have the light version that is a handheld. I don't know. Derek says his Switch is dedicated handheld. We've never docked it to the TV. Yeah. A lot of talk there. Let's see. 8-Bit Steve. When I was a kid, I played more original Game Boy than anything else. First game I ever played was the Panorama Mickey Mouse game. Game & Watch back in 1984.
Nice.
Which I still had it. Nice.
I only have one. No, I have the new reissued Zelda Mario Brother Game & Watch, which aren't really Game & Watch. But the only original one I have is the Donkey Kong 3 Game & Watch. I bought that one just like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. Yep, Derek says, ooh, a Game & Watch. Nice. Nice.
And you could play some of those on the Switch online, I think. Game & Watch.
I'm not familiar. I'll have to look it up. Yeah. And now you got me wondering about that, getting that little Donkey Kong refurbished with the...
Yeah, the real game one, yeah.
Yeah. Check your Discord if you can. Let me see. Well, go ahead and talk about whatever you want. I'm going to check my Discord.
If you can.
Well, apparently I can't because I clicked on the wrong freaking icon. I opened my deck board software instead of Discord so I could do some truck stimming.
Nice. Crap, I still have that. Where's it at? The Elgato. I bought that one last year. It was on sale. Told you guys I was going to use it for OBS to change my scenes and all that fancy stuff. And it's still sitting here.
Right. Let's see, here's what Jabba sent.
Oh, nice.
Oops.
Yeah, those are
cool.
sweet.
Yeah. That's awesome. Now how do I get... Okay, there we go. I'm like, where'd the button go? That's cool. Nice. So that's... What's that? Pac-Land? What's the other one? Dragon Spirit? I take it off the screen and then I'm asking you what it says. What's that thing?
I did see Pac-Land. Yeah, I couldn't see the top.
Yeah. Let me put it back up here. Now share and make it big. Come on now. Yeah, Dragon Spirit is the top one.
Oh, okay. And now I see.
Now you can see. I wish I could scale it a little better instead of just, it's either really big or not. And then there's Pac-Land. Huh, I didn't know I could do this. Maybe learning stuff on the fly. Oh, where'd my mouse go? I don't know where that went. We are back. There's Kaos and Mike are having a big discussion about handheld versus console. See, Jabba says, yeah, they sell for about $100 each now. Wow.
Yeah, that stuff's all gone up in price.
Yeah. And last I heard, Jabba's still getting screwed over there with the At Games Micro. It's still full price over there. None of that sale price. And I still haven't talked my boy into buying one of those. I don't know. He's thinking I'm trying to get a commission because I keep asking if he bought one. But I just thought the kids would like it. But I don't know. Is it true the D-pad was first created for a Game & Watch game?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's my understanding. Is that's when they designed the original D-pad that everybody loves so much. It's for the Game & Watch. They brought it for the NES afterwards.
Nice.
Your mom likes the D-pad.
Yeah. Yeah. I was letting that one sit. Michael used to have the Coleco Pac-Man tabletop. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I never had one of those. See them quite a bit, especially going to like Pittsburgh gaming convention and stuff. People be selling them, but then it's like, do I want to pay all that money for that beat up tabletop or not?
Right. Yeah.
Because I prepare for that like I do for this show. You know, we get right time for the expo, and I'm like, oh crap! I said I was going to save back money all year, and I didn't. Wonder what $20 will get me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Jabba's giving up on the micro. Gonna build a desktop arcade. Oh, that's cool. Sometimes that stuff's fun to build. You know that you can get much nicer V pins than mine. But I built this, so, you know, I got the fun of putting it together and, you know, wood butchering a sheet of plywood and stitching together the parts and saying, hey, look, it works. Nice. Which is how I got started with MAME and all that, making arcades. And I still remember my brother's first reaction when he saw my first MAME machine I ever built. And it was a monster because I made it set up for 2 players had a trackball in the middle, and it had, of course, a joystick on both sides. And I think I put 6 or 8 buttons. So the control deck was huge, right? It was a pretty big unit. And I made it, you know, all in one shape. I didn't make it smaller where the monitor goes. But at the time, I think I had like everything else, this was all built out of spare parts and a piece of plywood. I was using spare parts, so I had like an 11-inch monitor on the thing, and this monster. And he's like, "Oh wow, that's really awesome." He got to the screen, he's like, "What the heck is that?" I'm like, "That's the only monitor I have." And it was so big. Eventually, I put like an 18-inch, you know, regular, not a flat screen monitor, a regular CRT type monitor. I had an 18-inch in there, and it still looked small because that unit was so big. But when I first built it, it had an 11-inch, and but it worked, you know. And you could put an early version of MAME, and suddenly I'm playing Donkey Kong and Pop
Yeah,
Up,
that's awesome.
all those original games on a stand-up arcade. So
I was playing a lot of games, especially Nintendo and 2600 on my work laptop. Now this was in the years 2000, 2001. So old laptops. We would go to do phone work, and sometimes we would have to wait. We were the vendor. You'd have to wait for AT&T or Verizon or whoever to show up to bring the lines in. While I'm sitting there waiting, I would just pull up Nintendo games on that ancient laptop and play them.
yeah, nice. Yeah. They're winding it down. You can call it whatever you want. Chaos Switch may be the greatest console of all time, in my opinion, but it's a hybrid. Yeah. Yeah. I the only thing I play the Switch in handheld mode is pinball. And even that, I have that little dock where I can hold the screen vertical and put the Joy-Cons on the side.
I will play it in handheld in a pinch because I have the Switch and the Switch 2. Actually, both of them are up in the living room now. So if the wife is using a TV for something and we're doing something with pinball, that's when I would just grab it and handheld and play that way. Same reason why I bought that PlayStation Portal for the PS5. If I want to play something like that real quick and she's watching the TV up there, because I have too many old consoles down in the game room and like most of them connected. So I don't bring any of the new consoles down there unless, like with the Switch, if I'm going to do gameplay, I'll bring it down there because I have the laptop and the microphone and everything already set up down there. So I will take it down there occasionally.
Yeah. I got to figure out what's going on with my laptop. I know you didn't make it on Casey's show because you were having some laptop issues also and trying to get everything to connect. And I didn't go back and watch the replay, but I think during the gameplay when we were playing Astro Smash, I think my stuff was okay. But as soon as we got done and we switched back to the camera, I got all choppy. I couldn't hear half of what he was saying, and I think I was freezing up.
Yeah.
But I immediately went and checked. I thought, man, am I having Starlink issues? And no, the internet was working full speed. Everything else was great. It was just my laptop decided, I've had enough of this. I'm not going to let you talk to Casey.
Mine will only do it if I try to have a webcam connected at the same time, and not even necessarily on me during gameplay. If I put that as my second scene to come back to me, then it's all jerky. But you can get rid of that webcam and the gameplay's smooth on there. And I've tried all the different settings. I've looked up on the YouTube for trying that, so I'm just thinking that it's just a crappy laptop. So
yeah, and I've never had any problem. That's when I live stream Switch or Atari or Sprint. It's all through that laptop, and I've never had any issues with it before until that particular. And I don't know if it's because I'm using the virtual camera and then connecting, because I don't do that when I stream live. I just use OBS and it goes out direct. So yeah. Mike says, all right, the rest of the chat has gone silent. Back to mom jokes. Nice. Yeah. If you ever want to talk about it, hit him up. He'll come on, and anyone who wants a bad mouth a Switch, bring them too. Yeah.
I enjoy the Switch. I played it a lot in the past, but like now that Switch 2, like I said, I got it because my boy was going to be leaving. He was home for a month. His last week there at home last year, I'm like, I'd love to play the new Mario Kart with him and my daughter both being here still. So that's the main reason I bought it. And then I also bought the new Donkey Kong Bonanza or whatever it's called. And then it just sat. We played Mario Kart another time or two, me and my daughter, after my son left, and she got busy with work and school again. I tried out the Donkey Kong one once or twice, and I'm probably still like in the tutorial part of it. I was just kind of like underwhelmed with it. I know they say it gets better, but get to it eventually.
Yeah,
I think those are about the only two Switch 2 exclusive games that I have for the thing. Everything else I just brought over from my Switch, original Switch.
It's funny when we first got the Switch, and technically I don't have a Switch. It's Kelly's Switch. I just play on it sometimes. Kelly got the Switch, and she used to play it a lot when she first got it, and she plays exclusively in handheld mode. And it's mostly because her eyes are not that great. So when it's on the screen, even on a big screen TV, she can't see it as well as holding something, and putting it in the zone where it's night, good with her glasses. And
right.
she would play games in handheld mode all the time. And then when I wanted to play something, I'd put it in the dock and play it on the screen. But yeah, I do have to, I'm sure you've seen in my live streams when I play stuff on the live streams with the Intellivision or the Atari stuff. I have to put my glasses on because otherwise the TV's blurry. I do wear glasses when I watch TV, but I don't wear my glasses when I'm in here playing anything because I'm close enough to the screens. But so I don't wear my glasses when I truck sim or flight sim because I don't need glass. I'm literally, my hand is touching the screen from where I'm sitting, and it's a 43-inch TV, so I'm pretty close to the TV. My mom would go nuts if she saw me sitting this close to a TV. And this one over here where I truck sim on, that's a 50-inch TV, and I sit. I think I measured it once. It's like 20 inches from the screen to where my face is in front of a 50-inch TV. So it's like serious wide view. Yeah. Michael says he'd buy a Switch if it wasn't $400 still. Yeah.
My son bought the Switch Lite 2 years ago, right after he got to his first tech school. And that's the way he played when we were playing online all the time. But now recently his girlfriend got him a Switch 2, so he's playing on his TV.
Nice. Kaos said he always wanted a PSP, but ever since it came out, Mike says skip the PSP and get a Vita.
I have a Vita. I got it mostly for remote play with the PS3 and then PS4, and then I almost never used it with remote play. So I only own a handheld, a handful of games for that handheld sitting around.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not even sure where the power cord is for it anymore. So.
Yeah. Now, Chaos does bring up a very valid point here. Switch makes any long waiting room visit or wait a cakewalk, or just if you're in the hospital, if you're, whether it's a waiting room or you're having procedures.
Depends on what you want to carry with you too, though. I mean, sometimes just a smartphone is enough. You got all your entertainment right there, as long as you have a signal.
Right. Yeah, that is true.
If I'm going to be in a hospital bed, like the tests that I had and stuff like that, I'll pack up the Switch. I brought the Switch and the Game Station Go. I think last time I didn't even touch the Switch. I just played Atari games. Yeah. And the woman that walked in was running my tests. She's probably about my age. She saw this sitting there on my bed. She's like, "Oh, Atari! I haven't seen that name in 40 years." I said, "Are they still making things?" They're making things again. I mean, I didn't want to go into the whole history of Atari with her right there. Well, actually, it's not the same Atari. It's won't do that. But yeah, and then she going listing the games that she used to love to play on the Atari when she was a kid.
Nice. That's awesome though. Yeah. Let's see. Chaos says exactly. I forgot when he had his heart attack. He had Amanda bring his Switch. Yeah. Mike says the Vita is just such an awesome system. Blows the PSP away. Wish it got more support. Let's see. Mike, you and Phil should make a top 5 favorite console video. Consoles before the 3D era. Mike says he could do a show like that for sure. For sure. For sure.
Ye old 3D era. You're talking about before Saturn, PS1M, Nintendo 64. Because we did have some 3D-ish games on the Atari 2600.
Yeah. Like, give an example. What
like that one you're going through and you're killing those guys.
Oh, that one. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Usually they kill me. That's how they all work. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure he's talking about that top 5 favorite consoles before the 3D era.
If you did all 5, it would probably be everyone that was out.
Right. That's what I was just thinking. How many were there to pick from of the major ones? Chaos doesn't talk shit about the Xbox because he never owned one, but I will say this every time I played my friends. I love it. I loved it. Yeah, we bought the kids the original Xbox, and but that was for the kids. I very rarely played on it, but it was a good system. They seemed to really like it, especially when I modded it, and I could rent games and sometimes accidentally made copies of them. Crispy said he'd watch that, and Steve says yes, Poe, before the complete 3D. I think we'd have to extend the era to make it work, but we could definitely do something like that. Yeah, because if you get too old with the consoles, you're limited in the top 5. You'd see a lot of the same list, I'm guessing.
Yeah, my favorite's Pong, and then the Telstar Pong, and then
right. Didn't Sega have 3D racing in Virtual Fighter 16-bit? 16-bit. Virtual Fighter 16-bit? I don't know. Plenty of pre-PlayStation consoles, at least 15. Oh, there you go. There you go. I only played a handful of them, but I'm not an expert. Up to 64/PS1. Yeah. Yeah, my list would go Intellivision, Atari 2600, and that's the only ones I played. Well, I guess NES. I did play NES a fair amount, but not a lot. Because, again, that was mostly for my kids. But I did have some games. But I don't have any experience with any of the other ones.
As much as I love Atari and now Intellivision, and as much as I love the Super Nintendo, I'd probably have to pick the NES as my favorite, just because we spent so much time. There's so many games for that thing.
Right.
Loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, by that point, I was away from consoles. I just didn't play. I still had.
Yeah, it brought me back to consoles because we had our 2600, and then we noticed all of a sudden all the games were cheap. We didn't know what was going on. We're buying them out of the clearance bin. Everybody was playing Atari, and then one day nobody was playing Atari. It just sat there, and eventually my parents moved it to the basement. And then one day I had to go with them to Kmart, and I'm walking towards the back, towards the electronics. I think I was looking at music cassettes and stuff like that, and I saw the Nintendo, the NES, in the case. That was fall of 1986, and I had never even heard of the thing before that. So I'm looking at it, and they put the original graphics on the box as the box art, and I'm looking at like Kung Fu and these things, and I'm like, oh, this isn't Atari. This looks amazing. You know, what is this thing? So then I was on that kick from then until Christmas, telling my mom I want that Nintendo thing they have there in the case.
Yeah. Steve says, same for me, Pope. Yeah. Only question I was thinking was it stops at 64-bit. Yeah. Oh, I missed up here. Think about it, though. Atari 2600 generation, 8-bit consoles generation, and 16-bit generation. Yeah. Yeah. I just, like I said, I have such limited experience with all of that stuff. Once I got my Intellivision, and I rode that all the way until I stopped playing consoles. We'd play the random 4-player Mario Kart and stuff like that, but it was mostly the kids were playing stuff.
Right.
Let's see, Odyssey 2, Channel F, Ballycade, 2600, RCA 2, Coleco, Intellivision, Vectrex, 5200, 7800. How do you say that one? Is it just letters?
XEGS.
Yeah. NES, Master System, Genesis, Jaguar. Megan's favorite, SNES.
Turbo graphics.
Yeah. All pre-PlayStation. and I never had access to, so I never played a ColecoVision, even though I knew what they were. I never played one.
Yeah, I don't have the original Odyssey. I don't have the Ballycade. I've looked at those. I don't have the RCA2. Don't really want that. Vectrex I did want for a while, a few times. Would see them at stores before. They were still expensive, but not nearly the price they are now. So never went for one of those. And I don't have a jack, so I don't have a Philips CDI either. So that's okay. Do without that.
Yeah, I played 2600. Of course, I own the Intellivision. Oh, now that one's scrolled off. I can't read. And the one that's up on the screen is behind my camera, so I can't see that. I never played the 5200 or 7800. I did have a NES that was mostly the kids, and I had a Super NES, again, for the kids. Basically, my kids had every Nintendo all the way up till, let's see, they had a 64, they had the Super, they had the GameCube. I did play a lot of Wii, though, because of the sports, being able to do bowling and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we'd play that stuff. And then that was the last one. The Wii was the last one that we had at the house, because then the kids were grown and doing their own stuff. And then Kelly bought her Switch. So, yeah, many to pick from, but I'm pretty sure most folks would be picking from the same 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to see many going for the Astrocade or the RCA or
Right.
things like that. I have a Fairchild. I have a handful of games for it. I think the baseball on that thing is awesome because the controller for that thing, your button that pushes down is actually like a knob, triangular shape, and you can twist it. So you can throw a curveball by twisting that after you pitch it.
Oh, nice.
And so when I played with the kids, I would do it every time, and it was kind of like you could do it whenever you want. So I'd get the ball like right to them, and then they'd get all pissed off.
Oh, Sega CD, more of an add-on, but the games were different than the Genesis. Yeah.
32X.
Michael's been playing a lot of 2600 games I never got to play. Hey, you and me both. I waited till 56 years old to get my first Atari. So almost every Atari game that I play, I did. Our next door neighbors had a 2600, and I played a handful of the games there. But yeah, 90% of the Atari games I've never played.
There wasn't any rental places for Atari back in the day. You had your group of friends. For us, it was the kids on the same road as us. We didn't live in town, so it was like, hey, let's trade with you. Everybody had their little shoebox that had Atari games in it, so not too many. It wasn't often that we would take them to school and trade with the rest of the kids in class. It was mostly just the ones that lived really close by. That way you could just jump on your bike and go to their house and get your game back if you needed it. Bang their mom and go home.
Right. And to give you guys perspective of not only did I never have an Atari 2600, the only friends that I ever had that had one were my next door neighbors in Phoenix, the cousins. They had an Atari 2600. I moved out of Phoenix in 1981. So I never had access to an Atari after 1981. So there's a significant portion of their library that I'm sure wasn't released before I lost access to an Atari. So it was really what they bought in 1980, 81. I don't know exactly which year they got their Atari for Christmas, but there was only a couple of years that, so anything that was after, and we left in like early 81. So it was mostly, it would be 1980 was really the year that I had access to an Atari. So every time Poe picks an Atari game for our challenge, that's probably the first time I played it. Some of them, it's the first time I've heard of it or seen the screen is when I booted up. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what it looks like. Let's play. So it's all right, though. Going back, exploring past game system libraries and playing newer homebrew for these older systems is unbeatable. And I am finding that extremely fun. These homebrews and discovering what they're able to do with the systems now,
Right.
compared to when I got to play it in 1980, and it wasn't even the more modern of Atari games. You know, it's like I was playing the old stuff. The original 2600 version of Pac-Man was so disappointing. Oh, don't let Phil hear you say that. I missed all the best Atari games. I did. That is true. But now I get to rediscover them. It's a whole new experience, and I have more appreciation now. You know, when you're a kid, sometimes you don't appreciate stuff like, well, this game's kind of cheesy or whatever. It's like, but look at the nuances, or look at, you know, or just appreciate the fact that someone was able to do it with the hardware. It's like, yeah, it's not as easy as you think to make little dots move around on a screen and have them react to each other.
Right. Yeah, the thing back then, going from one console generation to the next, was mainly what everybody was looking for was the leap in graphics back in the day. Like, holy crap, this looks so much better than that one. And then at some point, you just got to where everything looked the same anyway for these new consoles. And it could just be that also we're older. We don't get as excited for, I shouldn't say, okay. There are some cool games that come out for the newer stuff that are really cool to play, but it doesn't have the same appeal as it did years ago. I think that's why a lot of us go back to the things we have nostalgia for and the things of that era. Because I didn't have an Intellivision or ColecoVision until I started collecting again, like in 2015, 2016. I decided I want to have every system that I didn't have growing up. I want these games, you know, so I started collecting everything.
Yeah. And it didn't take long to learn over the years that sometimes the pretty graphics are just hiding a shitty game. It's the lipstick on a pig. And
right.
Sometimes, you know, a really good game that doesn't look as pretty is a good game. You know, yeah.
There's some games that I can just go back to anytime. One of those is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Just the sounds of it, I can always hear the music in my head. As soon as you see somebody playing, it's like, yeah, I want to play that again. My son and I, for a while, we were playing Super Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World. We would do an annual playthrough of both of those when he was still at home in junior high school. So
nice. Let's see. Steve's talking about Pac-Man. It was disappointing, but it was my first Pac-Man experience, first console game I remember playing. Yeah.
I don't remember being very disappointed in the 2600 games at the time, but we didn't have any close by arcades. So you played an arcade game at a store in the lobby, or you played it at a pizza place or something, you know, if you were going to have dinner or something. But when you got to NES, there were definitely some disappointments along the way. And the biggest one for me, I think, with that one was Activision's Ghostbusters. I wanted that thing. I saw it in the Christmas catalog. I circled it. Like, I love the Ghostbusters movie. I want this game for Christmas. And opened it up Christmas Day and started playing it. I'm just like, what in the hell is this crap? You know, it's the only Nintendo game that I ever returned. I think it was the day after Christmas. I asked my mom if we could return it, get something else, and she said, yeah. So,
wow. Yeah. I guess I had, and I'm kind of the same way now with ports. I'm not a big fan of ports, and even younger, I guess because I did have some access to some arcades in my middle, you know, like early teen years and stuff like that. So I would play the games I wanted, like Donkey Kong. Every time I loved Donkey Kong. From the time I first played Donkey Kong, I loved Donkey, and I was always disappointed. You know, I was like, hey, I'm going to get the Intellivision Donkey Kong. I can't wait to buy this. And to me, that's kind of like Phil with Pac-Man on Atari 2600. For me, it was Donkey Kong on Intellivision because it's like, yeah, this isn't even close. And huge disappointment. So I just got out of the practice of buying. It's like, yeah, if I want to play Centipede, I'll go play Centipede at the arcade. If I want to play this, and sometimes it's the controller is, you're giving up. If you're used to playing Centipede with a trackball, now you're trying to play it with a joystick. It's not quite the same, and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't look as good and all that. So I'm still kind of that way. I know you like ports and you get a lot of ports like Popeye. You have every version of Popeye ever thought of. And that's cool. I just don't think, for me, that would be Donkey Kong. And a lot of the versions of Donkey Kong that are out there, I just can't stand to play them. So it's like,
there are certain games that I will. Original Mario Brothers, Burger Time, just played that one. Beef Drops there. Popeye, those ones like that. I'll buy them.
See, I think I'm jealous of maybe a little bit because most of the versions of Popeye I've played, I think are playable, good ports. Some of them look better and some of them play a little bit better. But I think some of those versions of Popeye are way better than the version of Donkey Kong that I got.
Right.
Like, that's no fair. But so I got kind of spoiled away from that. And I'm not, and of course now I don't have the space to be buying a bunch of different. If I have, yes.
Oh, sorry. I think that came up one time. Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was in our private chat one time. I think that Bliss accidentally wrote Donkey Kong. I think that's how that happened. Because, Bliss, he wouldn't have written that on purpose. So then we just had to keep going with it.
Right. Yeah. And unfortunately, with all those arcade ports, I can play them on the iArcade. So I don't get all excited. I did buy that Kangaroo because Kangaroo, he changed it enough and he got rid of that stupid jump.
And there's some people like Brian. I just like supporting Brian anyway, just because I've known him.
Right. But
I do want his game. They didn't bring it up for the spring. The one that Mike helped out with, the Stratego type game. What was the name of it? I've been wanting that since it came out in the boxed version, but I'm waiting for a sprint version of it now. Because I've always loved Stratego. We played that board game growing up a lot. So
nice. And Mike's saying, "Yep, that was the Bliss reference." Well, hello there, DJC Game Studios.
Hey.
How's it going? Yep, that came straight from Captain PG. Donkey Dong. Chuck, says Mike. Hot dog.
Napoleonic Wars. Yes, of course. Napoleonic Wars.
There's a great version of Mario Brothers playable on Super Mario Advance 4 for the Game Boy Advance.
Yes, I've played that through my son. Yep. When I finally get around to my video on that was supposed to be the next series after Popeye. That never happened. I'm not sure that I'm going to mention the ones that came out on the Game Boy Advance. I might. Depends on how I can record those and everything. And another series that I planned on doing was the Donkey Kong 3 history. That might be one video, but these are things like that I've been meaning to do for the last, 3 or 4 years, those 2 videos. And then the Contra one, I shot all the gameplay footage for my Contra video in December, and I still haven't put it all together and did an intro or anything for that. So.
Nice. Yeah. I know Kaos is a big fan of the Donkey Kong 3.
I've always really liked that game.
Yeah. My problem I have with the Donkey Kong series is, I suck at Donkey Kong 3, so it's hard for me to get excited about playing it because I just suck at it. I've never gotten good at it all. But it's trying to get past the admitting a lot of times I think I like Donkey Kong Jr. better than the original Donkey Kong. And it pains me when I think about that. So I try not to think about it, but I do have a lot of fun playing Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah.
And there are times where I'm like, if I could only sit down and play one of them, I might pick Junior.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then I didn't have exposure to Donkey Kong 3 until much later. It was one of those where I had it on a main machine or something. I'm like, well, I got Donkey Kong and Junior. Let me get this Donkey Kong 3. And I'm like, what the heck is this all about? And I just never got good enough to play it. They're throwing the tacos. That would be cool, Poe. It says 8-Bit Steve. Pizzas.
I thought of that character today. I picked up some Domino's pizza and I was thinking, it's a pizza. I didn't say it aloud.
Yeah. I keep waiting for one of these days when I get undressed. Kelly's going to say hot dog. Instead, she says Vienna sausage. Side order of monkey dicks. Yeah. It's fun on this end. Yeah. Chuck's got people throwing pizzas at him instead of him throwing pizzas. Yeah. All right. Now I'm getting chilly again. It's down to 75 in here, but the air conditioner blows right on me.
Around to 65 in here now. I didn't have the door open.
Let me see. Let's see what it looks like outside. See, you can't see. We got some cloud cover going on outside. Still too bright. It'll just be all washed out.
Oh, it's dark here. Coming your way soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's only 10 minutes to 8 here. Needs to play Donkey Kong 94. If not in handheld mode, just play through emulation. I don't know that one. Look how
Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, is that what that is?
I mean, those were a departure too. You think a lot of people are like, I don't like Donkey Kong 3. It's not the same as the first two. Well, there really hasn't been, aside from they've had those Donkey Kong versus Mario and the minis and those puzzle games that are set up kind of like the old Donkey Kong. But yeah, everything else is just out there with Donkey Kong after the Donkey Kong Country games. And so they had the one where you had to beat the bongos and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think the kids played Donkey Kong Country. That's one you got the little monkey too, right?
Yep.
You can flip around.
Diddy.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was Diddy, wasn't it? Diddy Kong or something? Yeah. Yeah. I never played it once. I watched them play a little bit, but I never played it once.
Man, I loved it. At that point, I was already out of school, but I remember Nintendo Power sending me a VHS tape in the mail about the making of that and the graphics. And I remember just watching that VHS tape, like, wow, I'm getting this game as soon as it comes up. And I couldn't wait. I still had that VHS tape up until 2009. When I moved, we put our stuff in storage for like a month or two. And I lost a bunch of stuff, all my action figures, a lot of my cool, like Mad Magazine, Crack magazines, stuff like that. All just my Nintendo Fun Club, the original before Nintendo Power, all that stuff disappeared out of storage somehow. Somebody got in there somehow. I didn't realize it until I unpacked everything here at home.
Oh, that sucks. Steve said Donkey Kong 94 for Game Boy was massive.
Yeah, I didn't really get into the Game Boy games. So.
I'll look that up. I will look up Donkey Kong 94 and see if I can play it. I know I have on my Raspberry Pi, I can emulate Game Boy. I'm 99% sure.
Time to switch over.
Uh-oh. Has it been? Oh, yeah, we're almost at 2 hours. Poe's got to switch to to plug in his phone. So yeah, I will see. I'm pretty sure I have the ability to emulate the Game Boy, and I'll look for Donkey Kong 94 and give it a whirl. But I don't know. So I don't know. Lately, when I have time to play anything, I've been playing dang Frantic. That game is awesome. I can't beat hard mode. I haven't beat medium either though. The second level. So, but because I got to like level 8, I think, on the medium level of Frantic, and then I said I'm going to try it on hard, and that was a mistake. So, it's a great game, yeah. Poe plugging in his phone is a time-honored tradition on Hanging Out. Yeah, then you get to see me stagger through trying to keep the conversation going, usually on a topic I don't know much about. So, got to get special guests more often for just this moment, if nothing else. Be sending Mike's Gaming Gala. Hey, can you log on? We're almost to 2 hours. Can you log in real quick so I have someone to talk to while Poe's gone?
Yeah, where's our guests? We're gonna have Howard Scott Warshaw on next week, guys.
Yeah. Derek says, "Oh yeah, Frantic is cool."
Yeah, this is my Super Pocket I was talking about, and I've hardly played it, but I do have Intellivision Collection 1 in the thing.
Oh, nice.
And you can still get this, but not in the wood grain. They have an Atari branded one that's red and black wood grain.
Well, that's cool. And then you plug in a cartridge into that kind of thing?
Yeah, this one, since it's Atari branded, it has built-in Atari games already, some games. And then you can buy all the different EverDrive cartridges and put them in. They have an Intellivision Collection 1 and 2, I think. And I just have the 1. But there's all kinds of other, like, Data East collections, stuff like that you can play on them.
Well, that's cool. That is cool. I remember you got that a while back. I remember when
when I was on vacation. I was sitting in the hotel lobby annoying the poor guy that does the job that you do. They just put up the big Christmas tree in there, and I was coming down and having the all morning breakfast by myself.
Nice.
While the rest of the family slept, playing my Atari.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. You're missing the Michelle. You missed some Michelle banter. That's about all that happened while you were gone.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Who brought up Michelle this time? Because I don't see Casey here, right?
Yeah, Steve brought up Michelle. Mike was thinking he was going to get through an episode of one of these live streams without someone bringing up Michelle.
Mike has he said he has footage of Casey with a green screen doing the butt pirate thing. So we're going to have to get a hold of that.
Oh, yeah.
I still have video whenever I had him spell the I am a penis. And
that's right. I remember that. I remember that well.
I'm going to try to, I think, though, at some point, get on there and play in Casey's challenge. I'll probably have to just go in and have it be my screen and just talk over the microphone. Since the webcam will just mess everything up. It's only for 10 minutes, 12 minutes anyway, so we'll probably just do it that way.
Right.
No way I'm getting that score that they got today. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm going to have to go back and watch that game. Yeah. Members only released this week. Nice.
Looking forward to it.
Casey the Butt Pirate outtakes. Yeah. Well, it's
I
funny.
can see that just showing up in all kind of videos now. I'm just sitting there talking about a game, and then all of a sudden the butt pirate pops up down the corner. And
Yeah. Casey sent a couple of those out himself, though, right? Doing that pirate stuff.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he sent me a clip. I think he sent you that same clip.
I need to get. Man, I keep forgetting to check my Discord, and he'll ask me questions if I want to be on certain weeks, and then I don't see it until the day before. I'm bad with messages on Discord. I check Messenger every day, a couple hundred times a day, but Discord, I always forget to check.
Yeah. Well, our Discord, I have notifications turned on, so I see stuff all the time. I get notified when people are posting on all the different channels. And then I have notifications for Casey's Discord. So I'll see stuff when that gets posted on there. Who else? I don't know. I have Discord notifications. Well, I have a lot of notifications for Discord channels I shouldn't even be on anymore. It was like kind of like that arcade one. I got to figure out how to turn off the notifications because I get slammed with those. And the VR golf, I get notifications for that stuff and some flight stim stuff and all that. But I don't often get 90% of the time when I'm on Discord, it's on our Discord.
Right.
Seeing what people are posting and trying to get scores and throw them on the spreadsheets. So, all right. Well, I think it's about that time, Poe.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think we talked about all there is to talk about.
Yeah, and it's catching up with me. I'm getting poopered here. It's been a long day. Yeah, but my alarm went off at 4 again this morning. So, all right. Well, did you have anything you wanted to promote real quick? You got your video tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow at 10 Eastern it'll be up. So it's not out. Whatever.
Right.
Uploaded. So it's ready to go.
It'll go live or go what do they call it? It'll be published or whatever.
Yeah.
YouTube called it on tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern in the morning. And then of course Pierre's on tomorrow night.
Yes.
And then that leads you into Casey's show. And same deal on Tuesday. Pierre is on Tuesday night. It'll lead you into Mike and Brian's show. And there's links in the description below for all these people's channels. Wednesday, Crispy goes live. Thursday, I'm on with Greg doing our pinball stuff, pinball fun with Greg. And then Friday, Derek and Megan have their Megapixel show at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern. And Mike goes on 2 o'clock Eastern on Saturday playing gameplay.
That brings you back to us.
That brings you back to us. Michael's playing Turmoil while he's listening to us.
Nice.
Michael's live pretty much every night. He goes live for a period of time.
Yeah, that's my only problem is it's usually when I'm getting ready for bed. So
yeah,
I love getting in on live streams and getting in the chat, but it's like I have a hard time with the ones that are really late and the ones that happen while I'm at work. So
yeah,
I like doing that more than I do watching TV or anything like that. That's my entertainment.
Yeah, and we're the same way. We tend to go to bed early, especially on work nights. Friday, Saturday night, we're party animals. We're in bed at 8. So I miss a lot of streams because they're out on after. Chuck, DJC, he's on a lot of nights of the week, and a lot of those are after I go to bed. So I miss a lot of his streams.
And
go ahead.
Game Freak goes on Saturday nights most of the time. And usually I'm making my video for the week for when at that time of night on Saturday. So
yeah. And of course, the Creeper's on in the afternoons a lot of days.
I miss his stuff too because it's afternoon streams.
Yeah, it's while you're at work. But he's on a lot. Links in the description for his channel also.
And we will be having him on here one week. He couldn't make it last week for a recital, so I didn't get to ask him for this week here. So we'll see. We'll get him on here one week.
Yeah, we'll get Creeper on. That'll be fun. I've never got to, I see him on live chats. I'll chat with him in the live stream, and I've never got to talk to the man. So that'll be cool. Look forward to that. So, all right, everyone's excited. Time for the best part of the show, the outro. So thanks for watching all those channels. Most of those shows that we just promoted, you'll see us in the chat. Poe and I are usually there all the time, so we'll see you there. And I'm clicking go on the outro. So, thanks for watching.
Thanks
Here
for
goes.
stopping by, guys. We hope to see you next week.
Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid. Yeah, the retro game stories, you know what they did. From Atari to Zaxxon, every secret unwound. Best closing credits theme, the baddest around. Flippers are flapping, the high scores in sight. Talking old consoles, day in and day out. Through the night, every button pressed, every cartridge blown clean. Reliving the glory on a glowing screen. Hanging out with Poe and Offgrid. Yeah, the retro game stories, you know what they did. From Atari to Zaxxon, every secret unwound. Best closing credits theme, the baddest around. No cheat codes needed, just passion and fun. For every true gamer till the podcast is done.